I'd like to have my birthday party here. I'd like to get married here. I'd like to celebrate my dad's 70th here. All of these things. And I'd just like to have a glass of chilled white wine after 9 holes of golf here. It's ticking a lot of boxes. Okay, touchdown. Got my bag and I am in Bulgaria, just like that. 24 hours ago I was at the Open and now I'm off to find an exceptional halfway house, and I know very little about what's ahead here. Let's go. Well, we've made it into the car and we are off and up to the mountains. We landed in Sofia. I've met up with the crew and up we go to Pirin Golf and Country Club. As I say, I don't know a great deal about it, but I can already see kind of mountains in the distance. It looks absolutely stunning, and I can only imagine a golfing destination in this kind of location is going to be pretty special.
About this for you to wake up to?
It's not too shabby, not too shabby. It's beautiful to be able to wake up and see the golf course though, isn't it, with a coffee, and there is a freshness to the air. I wouldn't say it's like, you know, it's warm, but there's a coolness in the air. And as I look out there, I'm just loving how I can almost see this kind of mist in the valley. It's this kind of mist rising through the valley, and then up to my right there's these wonderful tree-covered mountains. It's a very, very scenic spot, and that golf course looks incredibly inviting. We have come quite far east here in terms of European destinations. Given the amount of travelling I've done in my career and my life, it's really quite exciting to come to a new country and a new destination and see what it has to offer. First up, we've got to get down to the course to meet Ian Knox, who is going to take us out on the golf course. So I'm looking forward to meeting Ian. He's Irish, so you know, this is the funny thing about golf, is you'll always find a Scottish or an Irish person kicking around somewhere. It doesn't matter where you go on the planet. If you go all the way to Bulgaria, you're probably going to find an Irish person called Ian Knox, which is kind of cool. I like it. It's beautiful, to be honest. It's absolutely spectacular. Kind of low valley, 360-degree mountains all around, everywhere I look. Should be good. Now I just need to find Ian. And there he is. Ian, good to see you.
Hey Iona, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
How many practice shots have you had since you've been waiting here for me?
Probably 6 or 7 maybe.
Excellent. Okay, well listen, it looks stunning.
It is, no it is.
I'm not sure my golf is quite going to match the view, but I'm glad that we're here.
I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine.
So Ian, I'm getting kind of, you know, low-lying mountain vibes, which is sort of taking me to Evian a little bit.
Yeah.
But then you've got these beautiful views all the way up around the mountains. It's a wonderful place.
Yeah, you're right. It's resort golf. It's aimed at that tourism market that they're looking for, and getting new people into golf.
Who designed the golf course?
Ian Woosnam with European Golf Design.
Nice.
So they've obviously done a few of the Ryder Cup venues as well, but Woosnam's done this one plus a couple of others, actually Lighthouse again in Bulgaria. So open 2007.
Well, you'll have heard that this whole series, the reason that we've come here is because we're doing this journey of discovering some of the best halfway houses in the world.
Sure.
Being an Irishman, you'll know what I mean by a halfway house.
Sure.
We have discovered in our travels that different countries and different cultures have actually different names. What would you call the the halfway point.
Yeah, I think it is halfway house here because it's probably grown up with that British tradition. So that's where they've taken the name for it. So very much so. But again, with stunning views back over the mountains, it's a good place to stop for some food even, or a drink.
I can imagine. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely a drink. I'm getting thirsty. Go ball.
Get there.
Go ball.
Oh,
no!
right in the jaws.
What a putt, Ian.
Thank you very much.
I want to say you're jammy, but you're not.
No, nice one.
It was all skill, and that was an absolute treat. Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
I know you've got to go and catch a flight.
I am afraid I do.
Which is a shame because I've loved your company, but I'm enjoying these views. I'm going to meander my way to the halfway house, which is why we've come, of course.
Absolutely.
So what would you recommend that I kind of feast on when I get there?
You can't go wrong with most of the stuff. Some sort of meats off the grill, maybe a salad, club sandwich, you can't go wrong either. Try that anywhere you go.
Right, well, here we go. I think she's just up here, our little halfway house. And I think I've got some company for lunch. Ina, hi.
Nice to see you.
Iona, nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
I'm great, and I'm even better now we've made it to the halfway house. This is what we came to see.
Let's come in. I hope you're hungry.
I'm absolutely starving, actually. We have worked up an appetite on the golf course, and this is just the sweetest halfway house. I absolutely love it. It's like kind of, you know, a little cabin in the woods.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, also its nickname was given by the golfers, called it the cabin.
And it's kind of, you know, we're right in the mountains here. You've got the beautiful backdrop, and this is very, very unique and very special. It's got the kind of driving range and the putting green and lovely like little practice area out here, which isn't something I've ever seen at a halfway house before. So I am loving this addition, and I think that I can already tell it's probably going to be quite difficult to move me from the halfway house. Once I've settled in here, I think I'm going to feel right at home, Ina. It also reminds me a little bit, you know, if you're skiing and halfway through the day you're starving and you need somewhere to stop for a nice glass of wine and maybe a bowl of pasta or something like that.
And when you're talking about skiing, because we're next to a ski resort, this actually works in the winter too, and so does the driving range. So skiers can do a bit of golfing, get a quick drink here, get a warm meal.
So we've got the golf, we've got a bit of skiing, and now outside I can smell and see a barbecue.
Let's get some lunch. That's what you came for, right?
Absolutely. Ina, this looks incredible.
Doesn't it?
What would you recommend?
What do you fancy? I mean, there are all sorts of meat, vegetables, some corn, bread, up to you.
I mean, all of the above sounds delicious. I think whatever's on offer, I'll give it a crack. I'm just intrigued, because, Bulgaria, it's one of the oldest countries in Europe, but it's very far east, and I've never been here before. And from what I understand and the impression I'm getting is there's multiple cultural influences because you border so many different countries, and it's a very prominent spot here in Eastern Europe.
I mean, as you said yourself, it's just a mixture of a lot of countries and kind of, Bulgaria doing its own thing, taking influences and of course just creating its own traditions and everything. But for sure, as you said, when we talk about Pirin, it's very close to the Alpine, so the mountains, and it looks very Alpine, as you said, just using a lot of timber and super cozy. And
do you think the golfers like to stop and kind of have that fine dining experience, or do they just like to come and grab something quickly and then get to the 10th tee?
So what happened is actually during the years, the halfway house had a really small kitchen and it was actually made for just a quick stop. But throughout the years, actually came to our attention that people want to spend time here. So 2010 or something like this, we actually enlarged the kitchen and now we can host up to 70 people.
Wow.
The golfers for sure want to spend some time here and really enjoy the place.
Yeah, I can see why. I can absolutely see why. So on this adventure that we've been on in terms of the halfway houses, we've seen a variety of options on the table, different experiences presenting themselves, and this one is particularly unique because not only do you have wonderful food and beverage at your disposal, but you also have a little practice area. And this is what I was saying to Ina, in that I just knew that the 10th tee was always going to be an ambitious concept, because once you settle in here, you've got a little glass of chilled wine, and wonderful food to drink, wonderful food to eat, wonderful food and drink, and you can come out and practice your game. And you know, any avid golfer is going to be all over that. You know, I think I'm a little bit surprised at how much I like this, because, well, a variety of reasons, I suppose. Golf in Bulgaria it's not known as a golfing destination yet, is it? I believe there are 7 courses here now, and it is growing. There is a new course coming which will take the grand total to 8. But in terms of the bar, where was the bar sitting in terms of Bulgarian golf halfway houses? Well, it certainly was somewhere around the middle. It wasn't pushing the Richter scale, you know. And now that I've arrived, there is something very quaint and friendly about this. Ina was very friendly, and so much of the kind of experience that you have with people, Ian as well, affects your relationship and how you feel about a place. And it's all leading me to feel very happy here. You know, to come and experience the golf course, Ian Woosnam design on the front line, very, very enjoyable with this mountain backdrop. And now here to this very sweet little Hansel and Gretel cottage that's my own for just an hour it's magic. Loving it. It's got a chance, you know. Oh, stuck on the high side. Well, as I said, I can confidently say there's absolutely no chance of me making the back 9 because I'm far too happy here.